What's up, guys? This is Kelly from VFILES. We're here in Soho on a beautiful day. I got Dustrial Dre with me, artist from New York. Dre, thanks for coming out. What are the things that you're most excited about when it comes to the music that you're making? Is it like the way that you feel like it can impact people, or do you think that it's just making a product start to finish?
I think like the most important thing is to like look at creativity with like a very childish wonder, and like kind of like making it my goal every day to like still be in awe of things, like little notes, little lines that like make you like, oh, that was super cool. And just like that like ounce of childish like awe that I get when I make little things like that, I try to just like grasp onto like every ounce of it, so that I can get to the point where I'm making full pieces that are just compilations of all those little moments. And I do think message is super important, and I do want kids to like really hear what I'm saying to the fullest extent, but at the end of the day, like I'm just doing it for that feeling of just being in awe of something and just like being curious and learning. I think like that's the coolest part.
Do you feel like attached at all to the way that it's received, or do you think that you've kind of gotten to a point where you're so immersed in that childish feeling that it doesn't even matter at this point?
I feel like I'm still not really being received on that like large of a level yet, so it's easy for me to just trust a small group of people that like I really value their opinion. At the end of the day, like that feeling is the most important thing, but I also want it to connect, and I also want people to understand what I'm saying. And if someone like conveys to me that they're not getting it, I want to find a way to make you get it, and I want to find a way to like change whatever it may be, the lyrics or the beat itself, to like convey that feeling or that like message that I'm trying to send.
What for you has been like the biggest roadblock, and sort of like how have you dealt with it?
It's a good question. I think like honestly, I went to the University of Vermont like a little over a year ago now, and I was kind of in this conformist pressure to go to school and study and have this like firm backup plan, and it definitely stifled my creativity, and it stifled my ability to like connect with people and really put myself out there, because I was kind of like stuck in this box of like what I felt like I had to do at the time, and it like was not allowing me to be my true authentic self, and it also wasn't allowing me to like really follow the opportunities that I needed to follow. And because of that, I like fell into a like certain cycle of depression that was just not productive for the music at all.
Like I know that some artists say that they like find creativity in their pain and sadness. Do you feel like during that time there was like, were you writing, or was it just like you were kind of just so depressed that you weren't even able to like put it into words?
But yeah, I was writing a lot, and it got me to the point where I could start changing the narrative to be positive.
Yeah.
And instead of like everything I was complaining about, I started talking about everything I wanted, and like a lot of like aspirational music and a lot more like ambitious music, where it's like instead of like dreading the spot that I was in, I just had to like kind of 360 and like point to the spot where I wanted to be.
How did you do that? Like what was it that actually changed?
I moved back to New York City, and I was around people who were like had similar goals as me and like similar tastes as well, and just like making music with those people, specifically Arlo Walker, and like just tapping in with him every day and like starting to like really love making music again.
I've definitely felt that once I moved to New York. It's almost like seeing around you like success all the time, like, oh, you went to high school with Jay-Z, like something like that. It makes it feel more accessible. And I know that like for myself in Vermont, it felt like no one had ever really seen it up close. Yeah. So they would just treat you with that attitude of like, there's no way that you could do something special because I've never seen it. Do you feel like when you were in college it was like that, and then moving back that was a factor, or was it kind of just more internal, like the way that you felt?
I feel like something dope about New York City is that like it almost levels the playing field in a way, and you get to see a lot of kids like that were just regular kids get to a certain point of success. So it's like exactly what you're talking about, and I think that it was super important to see like everyone is just like a human with all their own shit going on in this big city, and it's just like such a constant exchange of energy, and there's just like all these people trying to do all these things, and it's like, what counts you out from doing those things?
Yeah.
And like, why not me? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think that's super cool.